Hello everybody and welcome. For those of you who are new, my name is Paige and I wanted to tap into some of the messages I've been receiving lately, especially with regards to the energy fluctuations that we are experiencing on the planet. There have been a lot of hidden things revealed. There have also been many crossing over deaths, people that their time has come to leave the physical body and become part of our spirit team. What I'm really picking up and what I've been really experiencing, and I wanted to share with you a few things, is that the energy of 2025 is really not giving us much of a choice, but to become more present, to become more conscious and aware of ourselves, of our patterns. There's been a lot of pattern recognition for me lately. Wind is picking up outside. To become more conscious of the energy fluctuations and changes, and how can we consciously work with these energies instead of being carried away with them or by them. So it's the analogy of a raging river. And I find many people having a difficult time letting go of the small self, the ego self, letting go of what you're identified with as far as who you think you are, letting go of material possessions, letting go of the way things were, and really holding on to a boulder in the middle of this raging water. The more you hold on to whatever it is, everybody's experience is a little different, but the more you hold on to the past or whatever it is that the universe is asking you to let go of, if you continue to hold on, you will experience great pain and suffering. So eventually, this is in a loving manner, although it may feel very painful, because of the holding on. That water, that energy is pressurized and it's pushing you. And the more you hold on, the more pain, the more suffering. So letting go with the trust that the flow will bring you to the next place, the next experience that you're meant to have. In my practicing presence, more and more recently, it's allowed me to really connect to the team of light that guides me, to my higher self, to become more aware of the smaller ego self that still holds on to fear, doubt, insecurity. And I don't want to hold on to that anymore. It holds me back. And I found an old journal of mine the other day, and within that were these pages I'm going to share with you because this may help you as well. These were written in October of 2018. I was going through a massive spiritual awakening, transformation. I was in the midst of great changes in my life, like one after the other, similar to what many are experiencing now. My grandmother, I had just come back from visiting my grandmother on her deathbed, and she did cross over 2 weeks after this, but I had received, and I'm receiving the chills now, I had received these messages, and I just wrote them down on random pieces of paper, but I stuck them in my journal because I knew that they were important, and it was my first experience of channeling from the guides. It says, you have my power within you, and you are now I can't read my handwriting. You are free beyond wildest imagination. Do you know that you are a slave to nothing and no one? You are a divine being with the power of creative choice. You can create worlds. Even the smallest choice creates great power. Do not cast your power aside. Trust me and open your vulnerable heart, and let my grace flow through you in rapturous waves of light. Choose wisely, creatively, and well. Yet do not fear your power. And I find that I come back to this from time to time. This was 7 years ago, 6.5 years ago. For the best choice you can make is to learn from all of your experiences. This was, before I continue, this was my first experience of channeling with a very strong, powerful entity that I trusted. And this energy, this entity that was channeling to me, that I was writing, assisted me in letting go of the false self, the old self, of everything that I was clinging to. My career, my marriage, my home, my gardens, all the things I had created and was proud of. They were coming apart. It was coming apart for me, and the universe was moving me. I had a few moments of holding on, and I witnessed how painful it was to hold on to these things that no longer were for my highest good, and were no longer in resonance with this new powerful energy that I was absorbing in my energy field, in my body. For the best choice you can make is to learn from all your experiences. I will guide you to use your power to create healing differences in your life now. You have at your disposal the power of heaven. I will guide you to use it well. One small stone tossed into a lake can cause seemingly endless ripples. So too do our choices have an impact far greater than we might at first expect. I mean, this is like sloppy writing. I was shaky when I was writing these things. Ride the wave. These are just other blurps. And it's interesting because I find myself back here saying a lot of these things, or having these channeled messages return to me. Love yourself first. Never do anything based on guilt. Sustain your integrity. Knowledge is power. Learn by travel and inquiring. Look for the signs. Have faith and trust. Something about chakra I didn't write all the way down. Rejection. I've already dealt with and overcome rejection. It doesn't affect me as it once did. It has no power over me. You don't have to be on the inside track. Be true to yourself, and you will never be unhappy. Rejection is spirit's protection. Am I working with or against my environment? What is the purpose of my present solitude? And then these were things to look at other people's approval. Is that something I need? Get rid of it. Looking for a supportive environment. This was helpful to help me move out of an environment that was not supportive of my spiritual growth. Do I work alone or with the guidance of a teacher? Well, I ended up working alone with the guidance of a non-physical teacher, and I trusted that. Let's see what else I want to share. Meditation. Here's a meditation that was guiding me through this as well. Imagine an ivory light circled around you. In the distance, the light beckons you to enter. The light inside is the place of no judgment. You have found your very home. More just blurbs about the sun, the moon, and energy. This was before I was even aware or started to dive into astrology, just really connecting to the moon and the sun, the here and the now, the spiritual connection with the moon and the sun. We all have this. When in my life is it time to walk my talk? Great question to ask ourselves too. Learn from all of your experiences. I must have said that a few times because there were a lot of experiences that were really harsh and difficult, but yet when I got out of my way, out of victim consciousness, and was very present with every experience that I had, difficult and challenging, I was able to learn a lot about myself and how I react and how I respond, and all of those unconscious patterns that we are all being asked to look at right now. Because if we don't, life is going to continue to swallow. This energy field that we are in is different. It's very different, and it's been created to enlighten and empower the higher self and dissolve the small self or the ego self. So again, the more we hold on to that, the more difficult and painful the journey will be. Give yourself permission to be you. Take back control. Be courageous and stand up, and be crystal clear with your intentions. Have faith. Let go of the past. Face yourself. Face your inner demons. Sensitivity. This is when I was feeling extra sensitive to energies, and I recognized my patterns when I was being engulfed in other people's energies that I was extremely sensitive to. Honor myself to rid these energies of others. Looking for relationship harmony. I've been doing things for others at that time, just helping. And I find myself still, we have two planets that have just moved direct. Uranus stationed direct the other day, and Jupiter in Gemini stationed direct today or yesterday. And when I woke up this morning, boom, there was forward movement and things that had been kind of in a slow down phase. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how this is going to turn out. These two planets went direct, and all of a sudden things are starting to move again. However you want to look at them, in the positive and the negative, or you can stay very neutral and be like, wow, okay, this is where that is. That is that. Justice, patience, victory. Patience is important. Patience is key on this journey of self-discovery, self-awareness, and to really connect. We are all meant to be connecting to Source, God, Spirit, the universe. And 2025 into 2026 is that opening, that quickening. So many people are now going through what I had been going through in 2018. No matter what situation is happening in your life right now, no matter how powerless you may feel to change it or control it, you have so much power here. If you knew how much power you had, you would laugh with relief and wonder and revel in joy. You'd realize you don't have to control anything or anyone in order to feel empowered. Your power doesn't come from controlling. And trust me, I was a control freak back then. Before that, that was my source of protection and safety for myself. I grew up, my childhood patterns was unsafe, and if nobody else is going to take the reins and take control, and it did work for a good chunk of my life, I'm going to take control of everything in my life. And it was up until 2018, the universe is like, okay. And ironically, is when Uranus had moved into Taurus. 2018 was like, okay, no longer, we're going to have to untrain you from this pattern of yours, this protective mechanism, this coping mechanism, that because we want you to see that you are safe, you are loved, but we need you to connect to the higher energies. And these energies are here. You cannot doubt it. I mean, you can doubt it. They're still going to show themselves. They will still show themselves. Matt Kahn has a really good, and Matt and Joy Kahn have a really good video out right now about how they rode their mystical experience in the beginning with a lot of doubt, but at the same time, humoring it, like, okay, you know, all of these paranormal mystical experiences. And I think I did the same until finally it's like, well, what am I doubting at this point? There's nothing to doubt. Yeah, power doesn't come from controlling. It flows from your endless capacity to make choices when you are in the present. The now moment is all that, this is where the power is, in the now. If you stop, take a breath, feel the energy in your body, connect to the field of energy that surrounds you, and realize, first of all, realize it's different, but it is supportive, it is helpful, and we are being led, we are being guided through this. I know when you look into the outside of the world stage, it's chaotic. I've been talking about this for years. Don't get pulled into the narrative that the chaos wants you to be a part of. Fear, anger, don't feed that monster. That's what it wants. We want to be very present. We want to connect with the light. It helps when we know how we've chosen to be that's not serving ourselves anymore. The choices that we've made in the past that no longer serve us. We get to have our say in our lives. We truly do. You don't have to control life, but you can choose to dance with life responsibly or resist its flow instead. And then I go in to talk about the full moon. So I was already getting into astrology and just the understanding energy then. Notice how the moon affects your energies and manifestation, and capitalize on this. Capitalize on specific times. Time is not a linear line, a linear straight line. It is our only commodity. We can really capture the power in timelessness when we are present. It doesn't mean to not do anything, but everything that you do comes from a place from inner stillness and awe and wonder and presence. We're being asked to no longer do. We're being asked to look at our patterns as far as how much we do. And why do we do so much? Are we running from something? Are we trying to escape from whatever is trying to arise from being very much in the now moment? So then we go into chakra clearing and ride the wave again, successfully, easily. So I wanted to share that with you because I had a lot of flashbacks when I read this, and looking at my sloppy handwriting as far as like how shaky I was. I was going through a Kundalini activation, awakening, which for any of you who are currently going through that or like consciously aware of that, or you're like, what is going on with me? I have a lot of energy running through my body. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I feel these strange sensations through my body. I'm having visions. I'm having vivid dreams. This is part of the activation. We are all receiving a lot of more light codes. The sun is flaring again. We're in another solar storm right now. So these light codes or information that are coming in from these waves from the sun are activating certain energy points within the body, within the mind, within our energy field. We are turning on extra antennae, so to speak, to connect to more than what we have been connecting to. So this whole game of life is changing for many people. And if you are one that feels out of control with all of it, you are not alone, but seek a community that understands. This is a beautiful community. When we go live, we have people from all over the world that connect here, and we join our energies together for the purpose of not just connection, but to raising the vibration and the energy field of not just the group, but whatever. Again, when you throw a stone into a pond, the ripples ripple out. So that is the message I wanted to share with you all. We are shifting. We are shifting the ages. The energy is shifting very fast. Try not to hold on to fear. Try not to hold on to the past. If it's coming up for you to recognize it, as far as pattern recognition, get very present, very still, allow it to release, which usually is through crying. Our tears are the body's way of purifying and release. It is nothing to be ashamed of, men and women alike. This distorted masculine energy that we've all been programmed into believing this is how we need to be, that it goes against our very nature, is crumbling. So allow yourself to feel your way through this time. And I'm sending you all so much love. Take care.